Hello everyone, in this video I will talk about how to play Deathmatch like a pro in CS2. First let's talk about why should you play Deathmatch. The reason you should play Deathmatch is because it is going to be something that is going to train all of your mechanics pretty much. It's going to train your peeking, your shooting styles, so tapping, bursting, spraying. It's going to train your aiming overall, flicking, tracking, anything like that, spraying. It's going to train your movement, your crosshair placement and your pre-aim as well. The good thing about Deathmatch is that when you play Deathmatch, you take all of these things together and you use them together all the time. And that's one of the reasons why I think it is one of the best ways to improve your mechanics. You can also use Steam workshop maps and things like this, but in my opinion Deathmatch is going to be the most efficient way because you train pretty much all the things together and you apply them in something that is in some ways close to what real duos would be like in a real game. Now let's talk about on which servers should you play Deathmatch. Of course you shouldn't be playing on the Valve servers, you should be playing on third-party servers, and in my opinion the best ones are going to be the Prague.com servers, warm-up servers or Cybershock servers. I personally use Prague.com servers and I would recommend them the most because let's say on warm-up server you need to buy VIP in order to be able to play all the time because sometimes there won't be good servers that have free spots on them, and on Cybershock in general it is a little bit more weird, the servers can sometimes be worse and also the players are going to be worse in general. Also a good benefit of Prague.com is that for every 60 minutes that you play in 24 hours you're going to get 2 days of light, which means you can join any server, you can join even servers that are full, and you're also going to have some skins that you can use while playing Deathmatch and while playing Scrims or any other Prague.com mode. And also with light you can unlock their additional practice modes like Pre-Fire, Barrage and whatever else they have. Now let's talk about the Deathmatch itself and what you should be doing when you are playing Deathmatch. The most important thing in my opinion is to play aggressive and try to get as many fights as you can because that's the most efficient use of your time. If you're going to play for half an hour, it's going to be better if you get 400 duels in this half an hour than if you get 200 duels in those half an hour, because it's going to help you improve way more, you're going to get way more duels, which means you're going to apply your mechanics way more, and that's going to help you improve more for the amount of time that you're playing. Also something good is getting into uncomfortable fights. It is uncomfortable, but the more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to get into it, and you're going to get used to being uncomfortable, and it's going to be easier for you to get kills when you're in an uncomfortable situation in a real game. It's important to move around and not stay on one place because obviously it's going to get you more duels, but it's also going to make you peek around a little bit more, use your movement more, use your pre-aim more, your crosshair placement more. In general it's going to make you apply more mechanics. I would recommend most of the time playing with AK and Deagle unless you're an OPER, but if you are an OPER you have to play with the AWP obviously, but you should not neglect the rifles. You should also play with AK and Deagle for a good amount of time because you don't want to be one-dimensional as an OPER. As an OPER you always want to be good with the rifle as well. Something very important about Deathmatch is that you should not be tilting. The more you tilt, the less efficient practice you're going to get. Something that helps me personally is going there with the mentality that you are there to improve. You're not there to get kills, you're there to improve your mechanics. You join and you're trying to practice as much as possible, and when you die, that doesn't matter. Dying is not going to make you worse, dying is not going to stop you from anything. Being tilted in Deathmatch because you're dying would be equivalent to something like going to the gym, seeing that somebody can lift more weight than you and then getting angry because of that. It doesn't really make sense. The next thing I want to talk about is for how long should you play Deathmatch. For this you can either set an amount of kills that you want to get or the amount of time that you want to play for. So you could, let's say, set a target of 200 kills, or the equivalent of that in time would be around 30 minutes. So 200 kills or 30 to 45 minutes for me personally is probably the sweet spot where you're not going to get tired or anything, but it's also going to really make sure you practice a decent amount of time and that you really applied the mechanics and you got a good amount of duels. If this feels like it's not enough for you, or if you want to do more, you can go for 1 hour, and 1 hour is something that I actually do pretty often. Something you can keep in mind is that you don't have to do 1 hour at once. You can, let's say, do 30 minutes now and do 30 minutes later, or you can do 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening. Depends on what your schedule is like. Now in conclusion, the most important things to remember are that you are there to improve, so you need commitment and consistency. You need to play Deathmatch, in my opinion, at least 5 days per week for the amount of time that you selected. So let's say 5 times per week, you do 45 minutes each day. Remember to move around the map and get as many duels as you can. Don't get tilted, keep a positive improvement mindset. And something you can do to also help that point is to listen to music or a podcast to make the process a bit more enjoyable. And lastly, don't get demotivated after a bad deathmatch session. I have had days where I get 0.8 KD on deathmatch and then I get 25 or more kills in the games after that I play. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel to not miss out on any upcoming content. Thank you for watching.